What's up, meta nerds? This video is all about the planet Cato Neimoidia. This planet was located in the Colonies region of space, which was right after the core, and before the inner rim, located in the region N11. Cato Neimoidia had 2 moons, and was the dominant planet in its system. The size, terrain, atmosphere, gravity, and temperature were all similar to Earth, and even the spin and orbit were similar, with a day being 25 hours long, and a year being 278 days. The main difference were the enormous rock arches, which were natural formations upon which were built the engineering marvel that is the hanging bridge cities. When there were no natural arches, they would build these enormous artificial bridges and just hang the cities from those, or just build straight down. Only a few native species were ever recorded, including the Cree hawk, a large black predatory bird, and the tuft jumper, whom I assume got around by jumping from arch to arch. This planet had no native sentient creatures until it was discovered by the Neimoidians sometime before the year 25,000 BBY, who quickly colonized this planet and the surrounding worlds, turning it into one of their most lucrative possessions. With this success, more and more Neimoidians flocked here, and over multiple millennia, the population grew to be 8.5 million by the time of the Clone Wars, with 99.9% of that population being Neimoidians. Cato Neimoidia was considered to be a purse world, a term that meant that it was a high-yield planet, with Neimoidia being a classification reserved for the most important of their colonized worlds, like Deco Neimoidia and Koru Neimoidia. Cato Neimoidia would import droid laborers, raw materials, and luxury goods to be consumed by the affluent Neimoidians, who often had to compete with each other to show off their wealth, hosting lavish parties inside of jewel-covered palaces. Their exports included droids, food, and high-tech goods for over 25,000 years, allowing the Neimoidians to become one of the wealthiest traders in the entire galaxy. All of the Neimoidian colonies were controlled by the Neimoidian Inner Circle, which also sent a representative to participate in the Galactic Republic. And to complicate interest even more, during the time of the Clone Wars, this person was Lott, who was also a part of the Trade Federation and was a subordinate to Nute Gunray. Technically, the Inner Circle was ruled by the Trade Monarch, who we could see Lott contacting via the holo communications from the Senate building. But because their power came from trade, and Nute Gunray ran the Federation, you could argue that it was actually Nute Gunray who decided the fates of their many purse worlds. Manipulation by Darth Sidious helped to bring about the blockade of Naboo, and during the Clone Wars, the Trade Federation leveraged their equity in the entire Cato Neimoidia system to get the funds to start new droid factories, like those found on Geonosis. The negotiation of this contract was the basis for Senator Rush Clovis's meeting with Lott, which Padme was sent to spy on. All of this put Cato Neimoidia in an awkward position, where even though the Trade Federation had thrown in their lot with the Separatists, the Neimoidians as a race were still in the Republic, and required protection from the Grand Army of the Republic when they were invaded by the Confederacy of Independent Systems. At the very end of the Clone Wars, we saw how ARC-170s were patrolling the skies over the bridge cities, and when Order 66 was issued, Plo Koon's wingmen shot him down, killing the Jedi Master instantly. Some Jedi clones named X1 and X2 killed Jedi Master Feroda on this planet, but X2 came to eventually despise the heavy-handed way that the Empire ruled over Cato Neimoidia. The Empire got control of this treasured Neimoidian world after Centipeth Fidos, a viceroy who gained rule after Vader's squad wipe on Mustafar, which killed Nute Gunray, Rune Hako, and Root Gunray. But Findos was only in charge long enough to sign away Cato Neimoidia's independence. Now considered an Imperial protectorate, the Neimoidians there were ruled over by the humans of the Imperial garrison under Baron Marillion Tarko, who was killed by Galen Merrick when he got Tarko eaten by a Gorog in the local arena. The Trade Federation still ruled on paper, and were still in the Galactic Senate until it was dissolved right before the Battle of Yavin. The last known big event that happened on this planet was in the year 28 ABY, when the 5 Saber Championship sponsored by Han Solo hosted a galaxy-renowned starship race known as the Gauntlet. So that's it for the planet Cato Neimoidia, but you definitely want to hear these cool facts and behind-the-scenes stuff. The design for Ringo Vinda was based off of the concept art for Cato Neimoidia, which was always going to be an affluent world, but would have golden arches and be a gas giant, and was also referred to as Seleucami, another world that would be brought back in the Clone Wars TV show. It was originally going to be the home of the Techno Union, and Plo Koon was going to die on Megiddo. In Episode 3, when Obi-Wan mentions the time on Cato Neimoidia when Anakin saved his life, He was referencing a time when sleep gas was used on Obi-Wan after he had taken out several droids, and he might have been captured if Anakin hadn't arrived with a rebreather. But that's it for Cato Neimoidia. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, work hard and one day, you too can buy one of those fancy Lott dot hats, and the Force will be with you, always.